Hello, loves. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. We're in the middle of making today's Homestead homeschool lunch. And I had to lift up my aluminum foil on my pan to be able to get my homemade from scratch brownies. And I'm guessing when I did that, because the stupid tablet is so sensitive, it stopped the video. So I don't even know when it did it. I've been sitting here talking, but we already got 4 or 5 plates out, and this is one of them. This is my honey whole wheat sandwich loaf. We just cut this in the last video, so I have the video, and it's going to be 783 lunch 1. This video will be called 783 because that's what Pantry Challenge Day we're on, and it'll be lunch 2 because this is the second part with it. So we cut the rest of my loaf together, and then we used all my sweet Lebanon Bologna out of this, and I showed y'all how I got this one out of my freezer last night. We produce our own food here on our homestead, and it was vacuum sealed. I showed y'all where it is, and we sliced that, and I showed y'all how every one is different. Like, one package will be bigger, some are smaller like this, some are thin, some are thicker. However, everybody that's already had their lunch already, everybody's having a sweet Lebanon bologna sandwich with my homemade sliced cheddar cheese. This is just parchment paper I keep in between, otherwise it'll stick. And then they're having my salted baked potato chips, my homemade brownies, and my homemade chocolate chip cookies. So again, everything we eat comes from our farm. If we cannot produce it here from our homestead, then we will locally source it from our fellow neighboring farms and the Amish, because that's all we live around. We live on a mountain in the middle of the woods, surrounded by nothing but the woods. We are not in a town. We are not in a neighborhood. We are secluded. We have to go like 25, 30 minutes to get to our neighboring farms because we're all big, a lot of land. Everybody around here has land. So we are right by other fellow farmers and the Amish. But that's what everybody's having here on our homestead. Everybody that's already gotten their plate so far, if you go to the first video, you'll see they have my sweet Italian sandwich loaf bread, and then the rest of us are just using my honey whole wheat because everybody's sick. So I'll be right back. And then for breakfast here on the homestead, I made my cheese Danish. They are all different sizes. Some are square like this, others are circles. Everybody had 2 of these this morning. So all my kids and my husband each had 2 cheese Danishes, and then a side of fruit: bananas, grapes, my blueberries, strawberries, peaches, not pineapple, peaches and pears, and I forget what else. It's on the first video, but I only had 1 of these and some fruit. However, these are the last 2 out of the big batch that I made. So, because they got into them last night too. Go figure. I told y'all my baked goods do not last long. That's why I have to literally bake every single day. But there's not enough for all my kids, and they will fight. Y'all know, fellow parents, you know how kids bicker and they'll fight with one another. So Mama's going to keep these 2, and I'm going to snack on them throughout the day. That's my snack. Okay, now we're just going to keep her moving with the sandwiches. Oh, yeah. Cannot believe that when I went to get the darn brownie that it ended the video. We were on a roll too. And it's just because I want everybody to see everything in its total. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want it to be broken up. And then, like, if y'all didn't see the first video to this, lunch part 1 for today, then you're not going to understand this video. And then if y'all have seen the first one and then they don't see this one, then they're not going to understand either. So it's literally, now I forget what the heck I was saying. I just don't like it broken up. So, there's that. Today's Friday, by the way, because I'm remembering that this is part 2. So today's Friday, February 28th, 2025, last day of February, and it is Pantry Challenge Day 783 of the Three Rivers Pantry Challenge. So out of this loaf, that's all that's left. 2 pieces, well, 1 full thick piece and 1 half a thin piece of my honey whole wheat bread. And that's it. That's all that's left. But that's okay. Now, whenever I do our sandwiches, if it's the bigger pieces, like the last batch that we did, everybody gets 3 slices, sometimes 4, but mainly 3. But when they're small like this, everybody gets 4, because it literally is all I have to cover the, whatchamacallit, to cover my bread. So, and then I'm just going to take, now I save my parchment paper because when I go to slice more of my cheese, I put it in between. It's just easier for me. And I didn't get any of my provolone out of the freezer when I got this, so there's that, but that's okay. Alright, everybody has been fed. I'm making the last sandwich now. So, once I open up any of my lunch meats, I always put it in a Ziploc bag, because once you break that vacuum seal, that's it. But like I was telling y'all in part 1 of this, everybody needs to get a food saver. Like, absolutely, I highly recommend it. Everybody is, there's so much over consumerism in this world, but mainly our country, America, way, way, way too much. And it's sad, especially when half the garbage people are consuming is bad for you. Mayonnaise from the store is poisonous. It has EDTA in it, which even the tiniest little pin drop of EDTA is deadly. So make your own. Put it in the same container. I have them in my mason jars, and I use these. I know there are so many Karens out there who want to be like, don't reuse, jars and this and that. Well, I'm here to tell you there's nothing wrong with that. I've been doing this longer than most people. I've never had an issue with it. And here's the thing. My abuela has done it longer than any of y'all and longer than me. She was born in 1912. She lived to be a little bit past 100 before she passed away. She's been passed away for 12 years now, give or take. But she always reused jars and containers. We never had any issues. So that's what they do in other countries. My family came to America and obtained their citizenship the legal and right way, and I am first generation born American, and I am proud of it. Oh, yep. I just want to get my pickles. Stay. And I'll take my chocolate milk. So, yeah, that's what I do. I reuse a bunch of containers, and I've never had any issues. When you get a vacuum food saver, you literally can vacuum seal it, and it keeps it fresh. So you want to build up your freezers, your fridge, and your pantry. That is the best thing. You're not just spending money. You're not blowing money. You are making an investment, a intentional and purposeful investment in you and your family's future. And that's why we bought it. And I've been using it for years, and I love it. So this is the last sandwich. Again, 4 slices of my sweet Lebanon Bologna, slice of my cheddar cheese, my mayonnaise that I make right here. Just need oil, some eggs, you're good to go. And look at that. Look at that Mac Daddy of the Mac Daddy sandwiches. And then I just take my knife and cut it in half. Now, my serrated blade is what I slice my bread with. So, because we go through so much bread, it does not last. And we literally just used the last bit of my Italian sandwich bread. And as y'all can see, I only have 2 slices left of my whole wheat bread. Honey whole wheat bread, because there's honey in it. So, this is why I have to bake several loaves every single day. Every single day I have to bake. I have my Italian loaves that goes with pasta and suppers. When I make them, I make tons of them and freeze them. And I normally do the same with sandwich bread, but I am out of it. Now, the only thing we do not produce on our homestead, we do not produce honey. So we are not beekeepers. I'm definitely allergic to bees, but I would like to learn how to do it. Plus, I really like the beekeeper outfit. I'd wear that just around for shucks and giggles. But we local source it. So I always get honey by the pound. This is 1 pound of honey. And I'm gonna see if I can do it this way so the address isn't shown. But this is from the Amish. We always locally source from the Amish and our fellow farmers what we cannot produce here on our homestead. And I love it because we can share recipes, we can share our seeds and this and that. Even though we're not in a we don't have a neighborhood, we're not in a community per se, we do have a pretty big farming community. There's just a lot of distance in between our farms because we all have property. So, but their honey is the bomb. The Amish have the best. I'm telling y'all. I grew up half in Pennsylvania and Virginia and stuff like that. So my mom and dad were always in the country, in the boonies, and my papa and abuela were always in Maryland or, you know, whether it was Baltimore or Harford County. So I've always had the best of both worlds, but I always grew up around farmers, the Amish, and Mennonites when I was younger. So I'm used to it. These are my pickles, and these are so easy to make. They're just made from cucumbers. You just need some vinegar, salt. I like to put a little sugar in mine whenever I'm canning them, but again, I reuse jars. I have so many mason jars I've showed y'all in my fridge with different pickles. I have my whole dill pickles, and then I showed y'all how we slice them, and then I'll reuse other jars. So, you never know. The only thing is, sometimes, like, I love just eating the pickles the way they are, but because I want to put this on my sandwich, I'm going to take the skin off. Don't look up there, princess. You're not getting on my counters. You already almost broke my glass pot and lid, and you would have been done if you would have did that. I literally had dishes drying up on my breakfast bar. I let my dishes dry there, and when my dishes are done, I put them away, and then I take my drying mats and I wash them, and, you know, once my dishes are put away, well, they were drying, and what does she do? We hear this loud bang, and my heart, like, I yelled, and all my kids are just like, because they knew, I knew something bad had to happen, and the only one that was out here was the little terrorist, little princess, and it legit sounded like glass shattered, and I was so mad. Like, I can deal with many things, don't mess with my kitchen. This is not my husband's kitchen. This is not my children's kitchen. This is my kitchen. Everything else in our house is ours. But I'm the cook. It's my kitchen. And I do not play that. So we come out, and sure enough, thank God, literally, thank God, I have some of my paper bags, my brown paper bags, on the floor because I have them like this because she likes to get in them and play. Okay, I'm fine with that. That does not bother me. However, if that wouldn't have been there to catch my glass pot and the lid, it would have completely shattered. Completely. So she's lucky. So lucky. Because it would not have been pretty. I gotta move that. Okay. Now sometimes I don't always use the peeler to peel off the skins of my pickles. I mainly just use a knife, but I'm using a peeler. Especially when Princess is around me. Because when I get knives, she always goes in between my feet. Nope, not dealing with it. My blood pressure is down. I don't know if it's because I'm hungry. Normally, because I get up, you know, like my husband gets up between 1 and 1:30 in the morning every single day for work. Even though he's home today, he took off yesterday and he took off today because his coworker tested positive for strep throat and upper respiratory infection. Pretty sure he has it. Everybody's sick now, so I've been keeping everybody separated. Like, yes, you can see your father and, you know, spend time with them. They just can't drink after him, and I don't want them in his face, nor, you know, well, he knows better than to get in their face, but still. So, just going through that. I'm sorry. I love our chocolate milk. It's whole milk, sugar, cocoa, um, vanilla, salt. What else did I put in it? Carrageen, a little bit of cornstarch. But it tastes just like, I mean, just like a chocolate milkshake. And we do half gallons, and then we do whole gallons. So we keep these. I just set it down there. I'll clean it, and then when we go to make some more, we'll put it in there. Okay, let me put this away. Oh, did you find your little purple ball? And where was that hidden at, Turd Bird? She got her ball. All this time she's terrorizing Mommy's kitchen. Okay, I'm going to go give my husband some of our chocolate milk. I'll be right back. Fine. Ay, ay, ay. Does any of y'all's husbands or kids play video games? If so, please let me know in the comments below. And let me know if they take it super serious, because the girls aren't as bad, but I've noticed when it comes to my husband and the boys, they take it so super serious and they will get so angry. It's like, dude, it's just a game. Like, it's supposed to be fun, not ruining it and making it unfun. They'll get so upset with me, but I'm like, I would never be able to play with y'all. I'm like, nope, Mom would never be able to play games with y'all because of how serious y'all take it. Or to my husband, like, I would never be able to play with him. And I mean that with love, but there's no way. There's no way. Mama can't play with the ball. Yeah, you get that ball. Woo! You alright? You okay? Yeah, get your ball. Woo! Geez, Mittens is back eating again, poor thing. Okay, now, like I said, I do not buy, I think it was the first video, but I don't know if it cut out or not. I do not buy junk food garbage from the store. I'm very picky, especially when you can make it homemade yourself. Just take the extra time. I'm sorry, but actually, no, I'm not. When it comes to you and your family's health, it's worth it. And taking the time to cook homemade from scratch so that your children, your spouse, and yourself are healthier and live a better, long life is the most important thing. So I do not do that. Every so many months, I will let them pick out a different chip. Like, because I just make baked salted potato chips. They're simple to make. We produce so many potatoes here on our homestead. It's ridiculous, but we're a potato eating family. Potatoes, beans, rice, like that is the main things we eat. And chicken. But every once in a while I will let them get like a bless you Doritos or something like that. But it's like once every 3 months, something like that. As long as they're doing good in school and they earn it, then it's like a nice little treat. But I will not get big bags of it. I only do small individual little bags, get a little case of it, and then that's it. Once they're out, that's it. We're not getting it again for the next couple months, and it works good like that. We're extremely healthy, healthier than most, and normally we don't get sick like that. However, my immune system was down because I just got over getting sick because the seasons are changing. It was winter. We have had negative temperatures, and winter lasted way longer than it should have, and now we're going in spring. But because my husband got sick by his co-worker, it's making everybody sick. Oh. Okay, y'all. So I am going to go ahead and get off here and end the video because everybody's getting hiatus over the game, and 2, Mama needs to go eat because I think I'm getting hangry, and with all the hoopla from the game, I don't need my blood pressure skyrocketing. So I'm just going to fill up on my coffee. I gave everybody their chocolate milk. Boop. And again, this is what we're having. Now, everybody's having the same thing, but instead of my homemade brownies, I chose my pickles. I love my brownies, but I can't eat chocolate like that. But I got my chocolate chip cookies. So I am having my honey whole wheat bread with my sweet Lebanon Bologna and my sliced cheddar. I am having my chocolate chip cookies, my salted baked potato chips. As y'all can see, I burnt the edge. It's okay. It's fine. My fresh mozzarella sticks and my dill pickles. And that is what I am having for lunch. Everybody's having the same, except everybody wanted one of Mom's homemade brownies. Can't resist. And I'm the only one that's eating one of my pickles, so. But that's because I'm a picklehead and I love pickles. So, again, thank you, beautiful loves, for joining me here in the kitchen on my homestead for today's Homestead Homeschool lunch. I always love having y'all in the kitchen. My kitchen is open to y'all anytime, every day. It is truly my pleasure and honor. And again, today it's Friday, February 28th, 2025, Pantry Challenge Day 783 of the Three Rivers Pantry Challenge, and it is the last day of February. So, thank y'all for joining me, and I will see y'all later. Love y'all and God bless.